Now we need you. Drive the change. Support the shift. Oliver Magro will return to the Planning Authority as its executive chairperson, the shift is reliably informed. Currently, the former Planning Authority's senior officer is consultant to Prime Minister Robert Abela. Sources told the shift that this move means that Robert Abela will practically place himself as the Planning Authority's CEO. He will now be deciding who gets what permits and when. Magro had been at the Planning Authority since 2002 until his move to the office of the Prime Minister. He had worked closely with Abela when he was legal counsel to the PA on a €17,000 a month retainer for several years. Developers who built on outside development zone boundaries are said to cumulatively rake in millions of euros. A planning authority legal amendment, if it sees the light of day, will wipe out ODZ boundaries and regularize more illegal development. Developers who build on sites partially in ODZ will now also be able to pay a fine to legalize the irregularities. The original 2016 regularization scheme only accepted sites within development boundaries. Prime Minister Robert Abela is willing to risk publicly humiliating former Chief Justice Joe Azzopardi. Abela insists on tabling a parliamentary motion to appoint Azzopardi's Standards Commissioner despite a veto from the PN. This appointment would need a two-thirds majority Abela knows he cannot achieve. Court sources described Joe Azzopardi as a very nice but ineffective guy, whilst the post required someone ready to take immediate and bold action. This was also the Prime Minister's opinion until a few months ago, sources pointed out. Abela waited for Azzopardi's retirement at the age of 65 before moving forward the long-agreed extension of the retirement age of judges to 68. It's an open secret in the corridors of court that Abela did not want Azzopardi to stay, sources told the shift. Reprimanded Judge Antonio Mizzi has been chosen to chair the Authority for the Integrity of Maltese Sport. Of all the recently retired judges, Mizzi is the only one to have been found in breach of the judiciary's code of ethics. Sport organization officials have criticized Education Minister Clifton Griemer's appointment of Mizzi, dubbing it as partisan and not in the interest of sports. Mizzi long resisted repeated calls to step down as the head of the Malta Basketball Association. The Code of Ethics precludes members of the judiciary from occupying other positions, including positions in sports organizations. While Mizzi's intransigence had kept him from becoming a judge for some time, he was promoted to the Superior Court when Labour came into power in 2013.